I'm excited to have with me now Superior Livestock Representative, Mr. Doug Hinman. Thank you for joining me this morning, Doug.
You bet, Katie.
And you've been with Superior Livestock Auction for quite some time as a representative. I know that you grew up in Crimley, Colorado, but now you call Nebraska home. Talk to me about how you got started with this great company.
Well, my sisters work in the office, and Mona runs the company pretty much, I'd say, and I just got involved through knowing them and Jim, and was ranching full-time back in the late 80s and was needing another way to make some income, so that's how it started.
Growing up in Crimley, Colorado, I think it's safe to say there's not too many people that grow up in that town. Talk to me about how you grew up.
Well, we had a ranch there and with my grandparents and my parents, and my dad had health problems, so we left there in the late 1977, moved to Nebraska, and just that's how it all began. So.
From the 90s, you've been with Superior Livestock. Talk to me about the territory that you represent with the company.
I mainly work in western Nebraska sand hills and get into South Dakota some, and have some of the best cattle in the world. And one advantage we have up there is the freight is a lot cheaper than the cattle that are up in Montana or farther away. So.
You've been here all week for Week in the Rockies here in Steamboat Springs. Talk to us about the cattle that you've had consigned this week and just how great the market's been. Everyone's talking about it.
Well, the market's just been awesome, and everybody got more than they expected they would a couple weeks ago. And I always get some of my better consignments on this sale. Year in, year out, this is usually one of the best markets. So.
Did any of your customers join you?
This year they didn't. A lot of them were busy haying, and they're just behind with their spring work. So.
That's right.
A lot of years, a lot of them get here, but this year they didn't. So.
They sent you up here to represent. And just how many cattle do you have roughly that you think you brought up here to consign?
About 6,500.
Do you have any selling today in the auction?
I do. I have some calves on first thing this morning. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we gotta get you out of here pretty quick. Lastly, before I let you go, Doug, tell me about the benefits that you've had working with Superior Livestock and what it's done for you and your family, like, you know, having your sisters being in the brush office.
Well, sometimes that's an advantage and sometimes it's not, but it's been a great opportunity, and you know, Jim's been a great leader, and it's given us all just a great opportunity to improve our lot in life, I guess.
That's right. Well, we thank you so much for joining with me on Sunrise this morning, and don't go away. Sunrise will be right back after this.